It's given main character energy. Can I tell you about a God who is the main character? Can I tell you about a God who is so graceful, who is so gracious, who is so kind that he's willing to put us mini characters in the mix, but he is still God and he'll still get his glory, and so he'll always show us that he is indeed the main character, number one, the preeminence of it all. Glory be to God on this revelation that he gave me. Like, you guys, it is something immaculate. It is something that you cannot conceptualize or can't understand if you are staying in the flesh. So get in the spirit. Get in the spirit, because the main character, the one who it really is all about, wants you to get this. Tell me why last night, which would have been March 13. Yesterday I posted a video telling you guys that sometimes when we are distracted, we miss opportunities that God presents us with, and then we have to play catch up or make do with what's left, and what comes next. But we serve a gracious God, so much so that he's able to do it again or to do it brand new. Last night when I came out the building, my hands were full and I looked up and there it was, a full moon, a beautiful full moon. You guys know that the analogy I gave was from I saw the moon earlier in the morning and I didn't get a good picture because I was distracted. And then when I was able to get a picture, it was useless. Basically, you couldn't tell the moon from the stoplight. And so when I saw that, I ran across the parking lot just to get out of all of the street lights and to get a good picture. And let me tell you, here are the pictures. In comparison to the photo I got on that morning, these were incredible. They look like something that would be the cover of one of my favorite movies like Twilight or The Covenant. Just some fantasy, something like that. And I was just so amazed by it and I was just so happy. I got some bad pictures too, but you know what? It's the thought that counts. And the Lord was just like, hey, look at me, look at this moon. He was just like, here is your second chance. And I sprinted and I took advantage of the opportunity. It was just so good for me. At the end of the night, I was finishing up a sermon by Jerry Flowers that he had preached at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship. And, it was such a good sermon. But his question was, can you steward disappointment? He said disappointment is when our emotions have to readjust unwillingly. And doesn't that happen whenever we delay and then we have to readjust? We have to ask the Lord to recalibrate us because, oh my God, we get so disappointed and our emotions are forced to realign, to readjust. We can't help it. If not, we get depressed and we stay in a state of stagnancy and don't move forward. But we don't do that over here. No stagnancy and no depression, okay? One of the things he mentioned was a step-by-step process where God introduces himself as Abba Father. He interrupts things that are happening in our lives, our plans and our timing. And then he instructs us on what to do to move forward, changing our prayer life, fasting and stuff like that. And then he constructs within us a new heart. He changes our hearts. But he does this so that we may produce fruit, go out and make disciples. And how all of this aligns with what happened to me last night was just that when the Lord showed me the moon, he was like, here is your second chance. Here's your second chance. And this did not connect with me until I came home and I watched that sermon. And when he hit the note on construction, where God changes our hearts, he gives us a second chance. And the Lord was like, what are you going to do with this second chance? In that moment when I saw the moon, I ran and I took the photos. But of course, this goes deeper and it goes into my life. He's like, what are you going to do with your second chance? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be fruitful. I'm going to be fruitful just for you. Because can you steward second chances? The sermon that was preached said, can you steward disappointment? But in all of that, out of all of that, God gave me a question for me, you and I. Can you steward second chances? Can you steward second chances after disappointments and delays? Yes, you can. I'm going to answer it for you because we have to. There's no way we can be given a second chance and not hastily grab at it and take advantage of it. The caption of the video I posted said, I, the Lord, will hasten it in its time. Let me tell you something. Make haste. Make haste with this second chance because the Lord will hasten it in its time. He wants you to work with His hastening and make use of this second chance. Can you steward second chances? Yes, you can. How do you do so? Get in the Word, get in the Lord, stay at His feet, and He will direct your path. Because delays and disappointments, they only last for a night. But second chances come in the morning if we allow ourselves to see them and to grab at them. So go ahead, steward your second chance and be blessed.